Every generation in football gives us a player who defines the era. Messi is the GOAT. Ronaldo is the legend. But Neymar Jr.? Neymar is the showman. He's not just a footballer, he's a performer, a magician, an entertainer. He doesn't just score goals, he puts on a show. From rainbow flicks that made defenders rethink their careers to parties that made PSG sporting directors cry, Neymar has lived a life that's equal parts football highlight reel and Netflix drama. But here's a real question. Was Neymar supposed to be the next GOAT, or was he always destined to be football's ultimate entertainer? Today we're breaking down the goals, the chaos, the drama, and even the gaming sessions that turn Neymar into the showman of football. And before we dive in, quick reminder, you're watching Prime Goals TV, the channel where football meets storytelling, memes, and madness. So smash that like button, subscribe, and let's relive the wild ride that is Neymar Jr. Our story begins in Brazil, at Santos, a skinny teenager with a goofy haircut and a ridiculous amount of talent. Neymar wasn't just good, he was unfairly good. Imagine being 18 years old, weighing less than a middle school backpack, and still sending defenders home crying. Brazil has always had flair players, Pelé, Romario, Ronaldinho, but Neymar? He looked like he'd been raised on a strict diet of futsal, street football, and Red Bull. His dribbling was electric. His goals weren't just goals, they were statements. The perfect example, the 2011 Puskás Award goal. Neymar picks up the ball, slaloms through defenders like he's playing Need for Speed, and slots it past the keeper with ice in his veins. That goal wasn't just about the finish, it was about the audacity. Every touch was chaos, every feint was disrespect. Brazil fell in love instantly. And the hype? Oh, it was insane. People said Neymar was the next Pelé, sponsors lined up, scouts drooled, and YouTube? Bro, Neymar's highlights were basically the first football mixtapes kids spammed in school computer labs. Defenders didn't want to tackle Neymar, not because they couldn't, but because they didn't want to end up as a meme on Facebook the next day. At Santos, Neymar wasn't just a footballer, he was a street magician, the kid who turned every goal into a viral moment. Then came Barcelona, the move everyone was waiting for. Neymar was about to play with Messi and later with Suarez. Together, they formed MSN, the deadliest trio football has ever seen. Messi was the genius, Suarez was the bulldozer, and Neymar was the show. He was the sauce, the flair, the chaos energy that turned every attack into a TikTok highlight reel. Let's talk about his goals. The 2015 Champions League run, Neymar scored in both semis and the final. Think about that. In a team with Messi and Suarez, Neymar was finishing the moves that sealed Barca's treble. His goals weren't tap-in either. Nutmegs, chips, dribbles, Neymar refused to score boring goals. And then of course, that night in 2017, the Remontada, Barca versus PSG. 4 down from the first leg, everyone said it was impossible. But Neymar had other plans. He scored a perfect free kick, buried a penalty, and then pulled off the assist for Sergio Roberto's 95th minute winner. The Camp Nou exploded. PSG players looked like they'd seen a ghost. Messi raised his arms, but make no mistake, that was Neymar's show. That night, Neymar was like Thanos. He collected all the Infinity Stones, snapped his fingers, and PSG disappeared. The Remontada was Neymar at his peak, not just a goal scorer, but a director of chaos. For one night, he wasn't Messi's sidekick, he was the main character. But even with all those goals and trophies, Neymar was starting to feel the weight of Messi's shadow. And that's where PSG entered the chat. In 2017, PSG dropped $222 million on Neymar. Let me repeat that, 222. That's not a transfer fee, that's a Marvel movie budget. Neymar became the most expensive player of all time, and the expectations were insane. And at first, he delivered. Goals in League One, assists, free kicks, rainbow flicks. He was embarrassing defenders for fun. He once nutmegged the guy so hard, the dude's controller disconnected. His goals weren't just sufficient, they were art pieces. But then, the drama. Injuries at the worst possible moments. Just when PSG needed him in the Champions League, his ankle said, "Nah bro, I'm on vacation." The memes wrote themselves. People joked Neymar's calendar was synced with his sister's birthday because somehow he was always injured in March. Off the pitch? Neymar lived like a rock star. Massive birthday parties, carnival appearances, Fortnite marathons. PSG wanted a Ballon d'Or winner, but they got a content creator with world-class dribbling. Still, let's not forget the magic. His goals against Bayern, his clutch performances in 2020, his dribbling clinics in League One. Every time he was fit, Neymar reminded us why he was special. And every time he got injured, the internet reminded us with memes. Neymar rolling on the floor in 2018 became the most famous Olympic sport in Brazil, gold medal material. PSG was Neymar's paradox. He was both brilliant and frustrating, the showman who sometimes missed the show. Now let's talk about Brazil. For Brazil, Neymar wasn't just a player, he was the chosen one, the guy who was supposed to bring back the World Cup glory. Pelé, Romario, Ronaldo, and then Neymar. His goals for Brazil have been iconic. The 2013 Confederations Cup final against Spain, Neymar scored a rocket. The 2014 group stage, Neymar carried Brazil until that brutal injury against Colombia. That injury didn't just end his tournament, it ended Brazil's hopes. The 7-1 disaster against Germany, Neymar wasn't even on the pitch, but his absence haunted the entire nation. Fast forward to 2016, Olympics in Rio. Brazil had never won Olympic gold in football. Neymar stepped up, scored the winning penalty in the final, ripped off his shirt, and dropped to his knees. That wasn't just a goal, that was redemption. That was Brazil's golden boy delivering gold. His Copa America goals, his flaring qualifiers, Neymar always delivered for Brazil. But he also carried the burden of expectation. Every miss, every injury, every dive, magnified 1,000 times because it was Brazil. Neymar scored so much in tournaments that people started checking if he was sponsored by Kleenex. Still, when he scores for Brazil, it feels like the whole country is watching. His goals aren't just numbers, they're cultural moments. Here's where Neymar becomes even more interesting. Because Neymar isn't just a footballer. He's a gamer, a streamer, a poker player, a full-blown entertainer. First up, CSGO. Neymar is a legit gamer. He's played with pros, streamed on Twitch, and even played with Simple. Imagine being the best CSGO player in the world, and suddenly, Neymar Jr. joins your lobby. Bro, he's clutching in football and clutching in Counter-Strike. Somewhere out there, a 12-year-old kid trash-talked Neymar in CSGO without realizing he was flaming a $222 million footballer. Neymar's passion for gaming made him super relatable to younger fans. It wasn't just goals, it was late-night streams, Fortnite skins, and being part of the gaming culture. And then there's poker. Neymar plays like he was born in Vegas. The dude can bluff like he bluffs referees when he dives. Poker tournaments, casino appearances, Neymar was living life like an entertainer on every stage. Of course, we can't ignore the parties. Neymar's birthday parties became memes. PSG dreaded February because they knew Neymar was about to turn up. Literally. Carnival in Brazil, Neymar was there, whether he was fit or injured. He wasn't just football showman, he was nightlife's MVP. So what's Neymar's legacy? He's not Messi, who broke football. He's not Ronaldo, who conquered it. Neymar is something different. Neymar made football fun. He brought the street to the stadium. He made kids dream of flicks, tricks, and celebrations. He gave us moments we'll never forget, even if he never won the Ballon d'Or award. Messi is the GOAT, Ronaldo is the legend, but Neymar is the showman. And sometimes that's even better, because while stats fade, the show lives forever. So there you have it. The goals, the chaos, the parties, the games, the memes, the story of how Neymar Jr. became football's greatest showman. Now it's your turn. Do you think Neymar wasted his potential, or is he exactly what football needed? An entertainer, a performer, a highlight machine? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And hey, if you enjoyed this ride through Neymar's career, smash that like button, share this video with your football crew, and subscribe to Prime Bowls TV. We've got more epic football stories coming, and trust me, you don't want to miss the next one.